But I want you to take this drawing here and I want you to attempt to make this part without watching my video. So what you need to do is look at these drawings. Let me help kind of explain what you're looking at. This view right here is going to be the front view. So you're looking with this little T right here is this T up here. Alright, so this view is this front view. Also this front view, they're both the same. In this view right here, what you're looking at is you're looking at this side view. Okay, in this right here, this section right in here, this is the cutout section that you're seeing right here, and that cutout you can see goes all the way through. And then these two lines up top, you're just looking at the top of this this line, or this little section right here is this little section tucked right in here, and then this section you're looking at up top, this line right is going to be this line right here. So I want you to now pause the video, build this part out in millimeters. Right here you can set the material to 1060. See if you can get that, build that out to a mass of 101.925 grams. And then from there I want you to come back in here and watch the video on how we're going to build this part out. Alright, now let's get started on how to build that out. So I'm going to create a document here of part 3. And let's get started. So the first thing here in this drawing, I'm going to pull it up here in a PDF. We'll try it a little different. So the first thing here that I see is that this is 30 tall, right? So it's going to be 30 tall and 40 wide. So I'm going to sketch, and let's just in here workspace units make sure millimeter and we're in grams. Alright, so that is good. So we're going to sketch and we're going to select this front plane. We're going to start with a line, lock it here into our origin, and that line I'm going to make is going to be 30 tall. Okay, now that is the height of what we're working with. I'm going to then deselect this dimension tool and I'm going to click on this line, and right here I'm going to turn it on for construction so you can see how it's dashed. So this is going to be my center line. From there what I need to do is I'm going to sketch out half of my base. So I know it's 40 wide, so it's going to be about 20. These lines are on for construction. We'll go here in a minute and turn those off. But what I'm doing is I'm just sketching out that kind of T formation like so. And now I'm going to be mirroring this over. So I should have turned that off for construction. Whoops. Control Z, which will get rid of that line. Now that my line tool is deselected, I should be able to come on each one of these lines, click on them. Let me try this. And I can just turn them off here for construction. There might be a way if we come like this. And what I did is I just clicked and dragged. I'm going to turn them all on for construction, then turn them all off for construction. And again, to get that, I just dragged a box. Now I want to make sure I'm not selecting the center line in that. I just want these lines on the side. And then from there, all I need to do is start smart dimensioning this out. So I need to really take everything here and divide it by 2. Okay, why divide it by 2? Well, because I'm going to be mirroring that over the other side. So if this is 40, right, and I got that imaginary line right there that I'm working off, it needs to be 20. So my height, it's 30. This here is 5 millimeters. That I'm looking at this gap from here to here is 5 millimeters, and then this 10 millimeters is telling me from this gap to this gap. So with some simple math, if I take 30 minus this gap of 10, I know that this section right here is 20. So let's dimension this out to 20, and then dimension, I know from that this one here needs to be 5, and that this one right here needs to be 5. So that locks everything in vertically, right? It locks everything in. The only things I need to lock in is a distance. So I need to find my distance from here to here, right? And we would know that distance from there to there is 8. And then this one here is 15. So those numbers, when we're working off this middle line, we need to divide those by 2. So half of 8 is 4. And then this one here is 15 divided by 2. Now, let's say we don't know that 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. We can always type in an equation to this and say 15 divided by 2 and hit enter, and that's going to do some math. So if you prefer working with a calculator, that's great. You can use this to calculate out what you need. So now we're going to mirror this over. So we're going to select a line to mirror. I want to mirror the center line, and then select the entities to mirror. I'm going to select everything, and it will just copy that over. And for my sketch then, all I need to do is I'm going to extrude that. I always like to extrude away from me. I don't know why. There's no real reason. It doesn't make it right or wrong, but let's find a depth that needs to extrude out to, and that depth is going to be depth of 50. So 50 and accept. So that is looking good. So now we need to work off of this plane. We can cut this section out of the left side or the right side. It doesn't really matter. However, I like to work when I look at a picture like this, I'm going to cut off the left side because that's how I see that working. So I'm going to select the left here, and now I'm going to work off of this dimension. So I can see that this is in the center, and it's a height of 10 millimeters. So I'm going to come into here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to sketch right here on this plane, and I'm going to create a line. I'm going to find the center. I'm going to take a line to roughly 10 centimeters, and I'm going to then dimension that line out to the 10 centimeters. And I'm also going to turn that line on for construction, because my plan is to build that second half of that shape out right now. And sorry, that did not turn on for construction. Let's make sure that is on for construction and come back into our line. Now let's make sure we're not selected for construction, and we can give a good look at this. 25 down, these are going to be 5, right? This is a height of 10, so 5, and then 15. So we don't have to get exact, but we do have to make a complete shape. So we're going to just kind of eyeball this and get it close. But we're not done yet. We need to connect this back to this line so that when we mirror it over, everything works accordingly. So we're going to smart dimension. This is going to be half of 25. 25 divided by 2. It's going to be 12.5. And then right here again, this is going to be 15 divided by 2, which will get us at 7.5. This line here is going to be at 5. And this line here will also be at 5. So that locks everything in. We are correct with that. So now we're going to take that mirror, select the line we want to mirror, select entities, select them all. It's going to mirror over. Then we're going to come here to extrude. We're not going to add material. We're going to remove that material. And we can take it all the way through, right? And go look at our sketch. Sorry, we're kind of shifting off. My view is shifting off here. Let's just bring that back to center by clicking right here. But I want to remove, and I want to go through all. So that's going to remove that all except that. Alright, let's see how we did. Okay, we will select our part, right click here. We're going to assign a material. Again, we're going to do the 1060 aluminum alloy and accept that. And once our part is selected, let's deselect everything. Part should be selected. Display our mass, and we're at 101.925 grams, which is perfect. So we're ready to turn that part in. Hopefully you built that out and you got that answer. I really hope that you see that sometimes the easiest way to build, I know a lot of you, if you built this on your own, you might have wanted to build a big block here and then add this T up here, then maybe cut this out here. I'm not sure. There's many different ways. There's not a right way or a wrong way to build this. If that's how you did it, great. There's more than one way to do this. There is no correct answer. Okay. Well, excuse me, there is a correct answer, but there's no correct way to build this. As long as your answer, your mass is correct, you did it right. So I just wanted you to hopefully see that there are different ways to build it, however. All right, go ahead, get that shareable link, and post that to Schoology.